Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet a super simple heart granny square. These squares measure about 4 inches by 4 inches. We start with a simple heart motif and work 2 rounds of granny shell to square it off. You can use any size hook that you have and any size yarn. For this project I am using a 5.5mm crochet hook, some Bernat Super Value in 2 different colors. You'll also need scissors and a yarn needle to weave in the ends. Let's get started. We're going to start with a magic ring. Chain 2, 3 treble crochets right into that magic ring. And 3, and you're going to want to work over that tail so you can cinch up your ring. We now need 3 double crochets into that ring. Chain 1, we're going to work 1 treble right back into that ring. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into that ring. I'm going to start pulling this just a little bit. 3 trebles into that ring. Chain 1, pull that just a little bit tighter. You can see my ring is now sort of closed up. We're just going to work a slip stitch right back into that ring to finish the motif. Now I can close it tight. I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. And there is our heart motif. Now we're going to pick up our contrasting color or your second color to work the granny shell. We're going to start with a slip knot using your second color. Pick up your motif. We're going to flip it around so it's upside down, and we're going to start and join in that first space right next to that treble crochet. So it's that chain 1 space right to the right of your treble crochet, and just join with a slip stitch. We're going to chain 3 and then into the very next stitch, so the bottom of that treble crochet, we're going to work a half double crochet, and into the next chain 1 space we're going to work a double crochet. Chain 1, we're going to skip this stitch here and find the next space, and we're going to work a corner into this space. We're going to start with 2 double crochets, one treble crochet into that same space, chain 2, and right back into that same space we're going to work 1 treble, and 2 double crochets. And that is our first corner. chain 1. We're going to skip these 2 stitches. So you're going to skip a stitch, skip the space in between, skip that stitch, and into the next space we're going to work 3 double crochets. Chain 1, skip that stitch, and into the next space we're going to work a corner. We're going to work 2 half double crochets, one double crochet, still working into that same spot, chain 2 for our corner, and again right back into that same spot, a double crochet, and 2 half double crochets. Chain, whoops, get my tail out of there. Chain 1, you should now be at the top of your heart in the very center. We're going to work 3 treble crochets into that center spot. So that ring that we had worked our motif out of, we're going to now work 3 treble crochets right into that ring. Chain 1, we're going to skip that first space and the second space, so 2 stitches, find the next space, and we're going to work 2 half double crochets, one double crochet, chain 2, work a double crochet in that same space, and 2 half double crochets into that same space, and that will be our third corner. We're going to chain 1, skip that next stitch, and into the next space work 3 double crochets, chain 1, we're going to skip the next stitch, skip the next space, skip the next stitch, and into that very next space we're going to work 2 double crochets, and this is our last corner. One treble, chain 2, 1 treble into that same space, and 2 doubles back into that same space, chain 1, and we're back where we started. Just slip stitch into the top of your chain 3, and that will join the round. Looks a little funny right now, but once we put the next granny shell round, it straightens itself up, and it's a super cute little granny heart square. For the next round, we're going to slip stitch until we get to this space here. So over the next 2 stitches, you're just going to want to slip stitch just to get over to that space. Slip stitch right into that space. So your first chain 1 space, we're going to chain 2 and work 2 half double crochets into that same space. Chain 1, we're at our corner, Every corner is going to be 3 half double crochets, chain 2, 3 half double crochet, all into that same space, and that will be for each corner. Chain 1, find your next space. So each chain 1 space gets 3 half double crochets. Separated by a chain 1, find your next space, 3 half double crochets. Chain 1, we're at a corner, we're going to work 3 half double crochet, chain 2, 3 half double crochet, all into that space. Chain 1, and we're just going to keep working that. So in every chain 1 space we're going to work 3 half double crochet, and in every corner we're going to work 3 half double crochet, chain 2, 3 half double crochet. Each half double crochet granny shell on the sides are separated by a chain 1. So don't forget that chain 1, and then in the corner we use a chain 2 to separate those 2 shells in the corner. It's a super fast pattern that works up really quickly once you get the hang of it, and the fun part is you can work up all of your motifs at once and then work the granny squaring off rows either right as you finish each of your motifs, or you have a pile of motifs and you just work those granny shells after you have all of your motifs. It does work up really fast, and it's kind of mindless once you get the hang of it. And these squares are perfect for scarves, blankets, any sort of modular square type project that you might have in mind. Chain 1 when you get back to the end, and just slip stitch to the top of your chain 2. And I like to just kind of slip stitch one more over. You can fasten off, weave in your ends, and you'll have a really simple heart granny square to use. Like I said, this is great for so many different things. Perfect size, measures 4 inches by 4 inches. Of course, if you use a larger or smaller size hook and a different size weight yarn, yours may measure just a little bit bigger or smaller than this one. This is a 4 inch by 4 inch using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook and 4 weight acrylic yarn. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, happy crocheting everyone. Bye!